What did you want to have a dialogue about, inshallah?
Brother, Alhamdulillah. We can have a dialogue in any topic, inshallah. I think why we should follow uh, the messenger means why the sunnah. We need the sunnah also. Yeah. So I think it will be better. I think so because there are many scholars. They have mentioned and they have said that uh, we should follow Sunnah also, not only Quran also, because we have Quran, no problem, but we should follow also Sunnah
To
because
follow the sunnah?
yeah, they have some evidence, not evidence. They bring some verses from the Quran, for example. Uh, it is mentioned that follow Allah and His Messenger. So they say that look, we should follow the Messenger also, yeah, not only Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So there are some evidences of them.
Brother, I wanted to introduce you to one of my brothers here. His name's Lost Blue. I just wanted to let you know he was here too, just in case he wants to speak. Lost Blue.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you?
This is a good brother I've been speaking to. Seems like a nice brother, so he wanted the dialogue. So I guess he's telling us that Allah said to follow the messenger. So because he said that, he said we need the sunnah. So if you want, I could go or you could go. If you wanted to, speak, you can go ahead, inshallah.
Inshallah. So you don't mind me starting, brother, or you wanna make the topic and we start? I don't know which way you want to start.
Yeah, he just wants a gentle dialogue, right, brother?
Okay, no. Brother, Sanu Arul?
Sanurul?
Yes. This is Sanu Arul or Sanu. You can call Sanu, no problem.
Can I call you Sanu? We call you Sanu?
Yes.
Sanu. Okay.
Yeah.
So good. Okay. So the brother Lazbul actually would like to speak on the topic, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
So my my question is that you're saying that we need to follow this is what I understood from you, that you're saying that we need to follow the Quran, which is the book sent by Allah, and we need to follow the messenger, which is in a different book called Sunnah and Hadith. Is that right?
Yeah, this is what many scholars they have said, and they have given some verses regarding this. Yeah.
Okay, so you're so according to the scholars, that they're saying that the Quran is a book that does not have the what do you call it? Does not have enough guidance. So you need to go to the second source of the guidance. So you need to have two of the books together. That's the claim of the scholars, right?
No, the claim is the Quran was revealed. It was not revealed as a book or as a textbook. So that's why Quran was revealed as it was inspired by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he followed it. He explained it. He explained the Quran. So that's why he was the living Quran. And according to a hadith, it is mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari, when Aisha radiallahu anha, she was asked about the character of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she said that this is Quran. So that means he followed the Quran. So Sunnah means the explanation of the Quran. For example, Quran says pray 5 times a day or pray. So that's why I go to Sunnah, how to pray. So this is the point.
Perfect. Joe, just one thing I wanted to ask you. When it comes to the Quran itself, yeah? So are you saying that if somebody just takes the Quran just without taking Sunnah Hadith, they will be misguided?
Not at all, because I didn't say so. If any hadith, let me tell you something. If any hadith contradict the Quran, I throw it away into the garbage. If any hadith, for example, let me give an example. There are some hadith regarding to stoning verses. I never accept this kind of hadith because this is contradicting the Quran. So I accept those hadith actually which explain the Quran. For example, Quran say pray, and if any hadith say don't pray, this is not acceptable. So I pray according to the Sunnah because this is the explanation of the Quran. I never accept something which is what is contradicting the Quran actually.
No problem, no problem. Just wanted to know that if, like, again, if the Quran was sent as a book of guidance and with guidelines, so are you saying that the guidelines are not in the Quran? This is why we need the explanation because it's missing?
No guidelines here. Here is the case. For example, if my father say go to America or America, so
Mhm.
I have to go. But the question is how, or what is the process of going
Yeah,
to America?
but see, this is the thing. You're saying how. So meaning the how is not mentioned, meaning the description of the order is not mentioned in the Quran, right?
This is according to some scholars that we don't find in the Quran every kinds of explanation in the Quran. So that's the point.
Yeah, of course, of course. But what I'm asking is that this is a claim made by scholars saying that they're questioning Quran. They're making an accusation of Quran that Quran doesn't have the information we need, meaning we have missing information. We don't know how to do certain things because the Quran doesn't tell us. So is that the
Actually,
claim?
no, the Quran the scholars never said that Quran is missing something or something like that. But what they are telling is this: that messenger he followed the message, and messenger explained the message, and that's why we have the Sunnah. And there is a hadith. Actually, they quote some hadith. There is a
Wait,
hadith
wait.
that
Sorry, brother. Sorry. 1 second, 1 second. Is the Quran the ultimate book or the Sunnah the ultimate book?
no Quran is the criteria over
Thank you,
any
thank you,
other.
thank you. No, just sorry. Just if that's the criteria, can you quote from the Quran, not the Hadith, because the Quran is the criteria. So we shouldn't take anything from this other side when our understanding and our main root are from the Quran itself. So let's not quote something outside of it. Let's stick from there and let's see where it takes us.
Yeah, that's well, that will be good. But my point is, for example, there are some verses I don't understand myself without hadith, without sunnah. I'm going
All
to
right, like
sunnah.
which one, brother?
Uh, for example, it is mentioned in the Quran chapter 15, verse number 87, that وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ سَبْعًا مِّنَ الْمَثَانِ وَالْقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ. I have given you 7 verses, oft repeated verses,
Mm-hmm.
and the great Quran. So here, if I go to the Sunnah, I find in Bukhari, it is mentioned, these 7 repeated verses is talking about Surah Al-Fatiha, the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't find in the Quran what is meant by it, or 7 repeated verses. So this is something, first of all. Second point is I pray 5 times a day. I don't find
Mm-hmm.
in the Quran that you have to pray 5 times a day. So how do let me ask you a question. How do you pray, brother? Can you please?
Sure. So one thing I wanted to discuss before we jump into this, because you are asking for certain things, right? We're gonna go by the guidelines of what the Quran is saying. So meaning if you're saying the guidelines are missing, let's just for example, let's say if I want to learn French, yeah, and I say, brother, I want to learn French, teach me French. You give me a book and say, bro, everything in this book has all the thing you need to study and understand French. And I'm like, great. Now I read it. Now I see the bullet points, and I'm like, oh, how do I say this word? Oh, not, oh, sorry, it's not in there, but it's in the other book. So,
Mhm.
okay, so it's in the second book. Oh yeah, it's in the second book. Explains the first book, but everything is in the first book. So now my question is, does that make sense to you? That you're telling me that the Quran, just like the Quran, teaching you French with those guidelines, and when you read it, how do I do it? Oh, I don't know. Okay, now get to the second. So now there's a second volume, meaning it has missing information to fully complete the action. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to agree on that.
that's a very good point. But the scholars they have understood in different way, because they don't say that Quran is missing something. That's why we go to the second source. They say Quran is the criteria, no problem. But the
Mhm.
question is, there are some verses, there are some commandments. If we want to understand regarding to fiqh of the, there are so many fatwa or many things.
Just
So they
yeah.
go.
I'm sorry, brother. You are saying some Arabic words. I want to know the terminology of it. So can you say fatwa? What does that mean? And fiqh, what does that mean? Uh,
Yeah, this is a verdict of religious verdict or something like that.
so it's not an opinion of some human being.
No, it's not opinion. It's actually from Quran and Sunnah. The scholars they have explained here.
So that's not opinion of the scholar who has gotten from something and what he came as a conclusion. Isn't that a
N-
fatwa?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I'm not expert in fatwa. The point is,
No, bro.
let me tell you something. The main point is that there are 2 kinds of verses in the Quran. For example, muhkamat and mutashabihat. So muhkamat
Definitely.
verses,
Sorry.
though,
Before we continue, I also want you to explain fiqh because you didn't tell me that.
No, I'm not expert in fiqh, but I know this is some
No, no,
verdict
no.
of
No. I'm sorry. What is the word meaning? I'm not asking how it's done. I'm just asking for its definition. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, fiqh. The word fiqh comes from yafqahun or
Hmm.
faqaha. Means
Yep.
yafqahun is mentioned in the Quran in several verses.
Yeah.
لعلهم يتفكر or
Yep.
يعقلون or يفقهون or something like. So
Hmm.
this, I think, this means understanding something deeply, or I'm not sure exactly, literally what it means, but
All right. No problem.
understanding something deeply.
Fiqh, fiqh comes from the meaning of understanding that. How did you understand that
Yes,
from a
yes.
point of view? And fatwa is your conclusion based on what you think. Yeah.
Mm.
So it's based on a human being variation because it depends on how in which situation you're in. It changes based on that. This is why you have different school of thoughts on different situations. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the point is that according to the scholars, they have said, look, there are two kinds of verses in the Quran. First of all, muhkamat, clear verses
Yep.
related to law, divine law. Muhkaman, hakama or hukum means
Hmm.
law. So another
Yep.
verse is mutashabihat, means
Yes.
allegorical or something, similitude or similar something, multiple
Yes.
meanings.
Definitely.
So that's why, regarding to some verses which has multiple meanings,
Mhm.
there are so many schools of thought, so many commentary regarding those verses. So that's why some scholars they have gone to Hadith, some scholars have explained in different
But
way. We
brother, sorry, I'm really sorry. I know what you're going, and I know where you're going. Just one thing I want to say: you didn't finish the verse. It doesn't end there. So
Mhm.
is it okay if I can give you why it's been said? So because the Quran, that verse that you have used from Surah Al Imran, ayah number 7, 3, 7, it explains why it's like that. He explains, Allah says it himself. He says, for those who have a disease in their heart, they follow the allegories, that the mutashabihat that you're talking about, because it has multiple meanings. You can make anything out of it and you can make your own interpretation out of it. The only one who knows this is Allah. So what does that mean? Meaning mutashabihat is based on your regular situations that you can use them any way you want. It is not an actual law that you need to put somebody in. But when it comes to ahkam, la tushrik bi, do not make any association with me. When it comes to Ramadan, this is how you deal with it. When there's something else is coming, Allah is clear on it. Hey, do not call each other, do not backbite each other, do not call each other with the derogatory names. You don't know how better you. That makes complete sense. That's Allah because He told you, listen, don't do that. This one, hey, there's a story of Moses. This could happen, that could happen. Everybody can have a different opinion, but this is the difference. And Allah is saying you can have various opinions, but it doesn't mean that this becomes law for you. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I do agree with this point. But the key point
Okay.
is in the Quran, it is also mentioned that follow Allah and His Messenger. So there are
Okay.
two
Now, thank you,
different.
thank you, thank you so much for that. Now, think about this for a second, brother. Now, you said it yourself that the Quran was sent down into the heart of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how would I know what it was sent? It would. You said it's not a book, so I cannot just read it. Who's telling me?
Of course, the messenger is telling.
Okay, so is the messenger not gonna explain what just came down? Because it came from him. It's from his own heart. Am I not following the prophet when by reading it? I got another point after this. Do you not agree on that?
Yeah, I do agree with this point. Yeah.
Okay, now second thing is in the Quran, many times Allah has said to the Prophet, Aqimus Salah, which is in the singular form, Qul hu Allah. He doesn't say Qulu, oh, all of you say this. No, he says Qul hu Allah. Tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them. Many of the time, half of the time, the Quran is speaking just to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. If I just say that, oh, this is just for Muhammad, I can easily cut off like more than 70%. So the only way I can do it is by saying, oh, if Allah is speaking to Muhammad, I have to follow exactly what Allah said to Muhammad because I'm following the Prophet. No?
Yeah. Okay.
And this is why I'm saying the Quran itself has every guideline it needs. You don't need to go outside of it. It's all there. It starts with Quran, it ends with Quran. As you said, it's the criteria. It should end with this criteria. It should not go beyond it. That means it is not finished. Because when the Quran says it's complete, it's finished, meaning it ends with it. We shouldn't go beyond looking for more rules or regulations. It's there. It's all there. You don't agree?
Yeah. But okay, let me give some verses first of all.
Sure, please. Go for it.
It is mentioned actually. One second.
Yeah, it's okay.
chapter 16. No, not 16.
Chapter 16?
Verse number.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Yeah, sorry, take your time.
Chapter 16, verse number 44.
Yep.
Yeah, chapter 16, verse number 44.
Yes, sir.
It is mentioned that Bilbayinati was Zubur. We
Mhm.
sent them with clear proofs and written ordinance or something. Litu bayyina linnas, so that
Mhm.
you
Yep.
may make clear to the people.
Yep.
So,
Perfect.
according to some scholars, they have said,
Wait,
look,
yeah. Go for it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
so that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he may make clear to the people. So he made clear to the people by Quran and as well as his saying, means Sunnah. So
Okay,
what's your
great.
question?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But the thing is that, again, the verse is not finished and you quoted half of it. And again, can we use in context? Can I use this verse in context? Is it all right?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, so I'm going to go one verse back so it can give me an idea what's happening. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ إِلَّا رِجَالٌ نُوحِي إِلَيْكَ. We have not sent before you any other but a man that we have revealed to him our wahi, our revelations. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. So ask the people who have received these reminders before, so you know that if you didn't know about it. بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ وَزُبُرٍ. They came with scrolls and books. وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ ذِكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ. So with here we are clarifying it to you. مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ. Just like the previous prophets, the way they came down and they sent the book and they had shown you. This is the same thing happening. It's all talking about that what the prophet and what their duty is. Their job is to give the risala, which is the writing of what Allah has given us. He's telling us. مَا نُزِّلَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَفَكَّرُونَ. So you can start thinking and start reminding yourself with it what to do and what not to do. All of this is based on that, and we know this already, that since we know Ahl al-Dhikr, we know the people of previous past, like the people of Injil and Torah, the Christians and the Jews. We already know there's more than 80 prophets in there. More than. Insane. They have their own books. You're talking about Yunus alayhi salam. Yunus alayhi salam wrote a book in there. You have Dawood with Psalms. Suleiman came after that with his Songs of Solomon. You have Ammon. You have Elijah. You have Elias. You have so many prophets that we have only heard of in the Quran, and their stories are fully in there. Allah is saying, oh, you didn't know that? I already spoke about it. I don't need to speak about it. So if you want to know, go ask them. He even saying, go back to the Jews and Christians and ask them. So it's not talking based on what needs to be a sunnah, because at this point, Allah is just speaking about what the Prophet needs to do. There's no sects yet. There's nothing. There's no scholars yet. This is a prophet just came down to the people who have never heard of this before. So we cannot use that in the same context. Am I wrong?
No. You are absolutely right. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because
Sure.
before some days one friend of mine, he asked me a question, and he said that look in the Quran, chapter 12, verse number 111.
Sorry, 1 second about that. Which verse is it? Can I look at it?
Chapter 12, Surah Yusuf, the last verse of Surah Yusuf, 111. Yeah.
Yes.
111. It is mentioned that لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي قَصَصِهِمْ عِبْرَةٌ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. So the last part, it is mentioned that never was the Quran a narration invented, but a confirmation of what was before it, and tafsilu kulli shay, a detailed explanation of all things. So the question is, it is telling that it has explained all things. So what is meant by all things? Does it mean that it is explaining mathematics, astronomy, cosmology, physics, biology, or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Or what is meant by it actually?
But okay, so we already know this. We can agree on this, that the Quran was not sent for everything. It was sent to understand the difference between spirituality, understanding what the law is as spiritual, making sure we know religiously. It's based on a religious law. This is why we call it Sharia. Sharia is based on religious law. It has nothing to do with everything else. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so meaning according to the religious laws, everything, all the criteria and all the things you need to understand the essence of life, it's in the Quran. This is what we run by. Everything else we can just judge it based on the essence because what Allah has said to us in the Quran. It has nothing more than that. We agree, yeah? And now if we go back now let's go back to the same verse you have spoken. I just want to finish it. You know what I'm going to go for. So لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي قَصَصِهِمْ عِبْرَةٌ. Ibra, you know Ibra. Ibra means that having a virtue or morality. We know the essence. Allah has already spoken about that. And it's for the ulul albab. Albab, I'm going to use, there's a different definition for labab. Labab is hardly used in Arabic now. So I'm going to go back to the Hebrew, a classical understanding of Hebrew, because they use lavva all the time, which means the people who actually have a heart so they can see the essence of life in it. Ma kana hadithun. This is not a talk. This is not some sort of a hadith just came down like this. Yuftara, just made up. Walakin tasdeeq, confirmation what has happened before and complete explanation of the guideline what happened before us and what's going to come after now. So and we know this already. Quran all the time speaks about Ahl al-Kitab and the people before that and the people before that, how they got destroyed, what the essence was lost. So Allah had to destroy it because that's what happens when you lose the essence of life. Yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I don't see any disagreement, brother.
No, let me ask you a question because some scholars, I know myself, that when you give zakat, for example, 2.5%, do you agree with this?
Alhamdulillah. I don't. Well, the thing is that why it's just 2.5%? That's the question.
The scholars, they have taken this percentage from the Hadith maybe. So that's why there's 2.5%. So why don't you agree with this percentage?
The reason why I don't agree with this percentage is because what if somebody feels like they want to give less, or what if somebody want to give more? I'm going back on Quran, yeah, the essence, yeah, we're going back to the essence. I'm going to use chapter 17 here. If you want to pick it up, if you want to bring it out, it's up to you. Ayah number 28. Ayah number 29 and 30. I'm just gonna say that. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ يَدَكَ مَغْلُولَةً إِلَى عُنُقِكَ وَلَا تَبْسُطْهَا كُلَّ بَسَطٍ فَتَقْعُدْ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا. Don't make your hand tied up to your neck. Don't be so stingy. And don't bring out your hand like completely give all away. Then you're going to be stripped up and blamed. إِنَّ رَبَّكَ يَبْسُطُ رِزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ. Allah is the one who gives the risk to anyone he wants, and he holds it. إِنَّهُ كَانَ بِعِبَادِ خَبِيرًا وَبَصِيرًا. He knows exactly what the person is and what he's up to. He knows all the information, and he sees everything. So if you look at it in that essence, Allah has said it many times that you give as much as you can. If somebody wants to give more, that's fine. And if somebody wants to give less, and that's fine too. But give. We agree on giving. We don't agree on how much you should be giving. It could be variance. So we agree on that, right?
Yeah. That's there are another verse also, maybe, I think so.
Yes.
It is mentioned Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2, verse number 219. It is mentioned that they ask you about wine and gambling. Say in them is a great sin, and here's some benefit of it. Okay, the sin is greater than benefit. They ask you what they should spend. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا يُنْفِقُونَ قُلِ الْعَفْوَ. Say that the excess means beyond needs. So
I
have also have this question that if I think and if I accept 2.5% or something like that, so Allah is telling that what is beyond your needs you should spend, you should give as charity. So I have this is a very good question, but I have not got answered this question.
That's okay. It's okay. We're learning, bro. We talk. This is why we talk, right?
I am Sunni background. Yeah, that's why I'm talking. I'm Sunni background on my my family. All of that.
I'm not saying anything. Don't worry.
What did you say? He was from a Sunni background?
He said I'm from a Sunni background, so I'm like, all right.
He said you are, or he is?
Oh, sorry. That's what you're asking me. Sorry. No. I'm not.
You are?
I used to be, yes. I used to be from the Sunni background, yes.
He said something about the Sunnah earlier. Did he know about the Sunnah and Quran? I'm curious, brother.
Okay. Yeah, let me give you another verse also regarding this.
Sure,
Some
brother.
scholars they have quoted some verse. For example, chapter 62, Surah Juma. Yeah, chapter 62, verse number
Yeah.
12. It is
Yes, sir.
mentioned that it is he who sent among the unlettered or
Wait,
Gentiles a
it's not
messenger
Juma,
from
brother.
themselves, reciting to them his verses, purifying them
Sure.
and teaching them the book
Ah,
and wisdom. So here, some scholars they have said that here wisdom is taught by the messenger, and this is Sunnah. And we
great.
have Sunnah, we have wisdom, we have Quran, but the wisdom of Quran has been explained in Sunnah. So
Uh,
what's your opinion?
thank you, thank you. I just want to say that the verse you were quoting is from Surah Juma, but it's verse number 2, not 12. Just making
Yeah, true, true.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
I'll read that verse to you, and just to clarify something. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسول منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب وحكمة. So this is you took the word hikmah. Now the funniest thing is it's talk about 4 categories. First one is الرسول منهم يتلو عليهم آيات. So meaning he is reciting signs. Let's take signs or ayat in one. Number 2, yuzakihim. He's purifying them, either cleaning them or cleansing them or purifying them. Then it's yuallimul kitab. Then he's teaching a book. Then it says wal hikmah. And then now is wisdom. So if you say hikmah is sunnah and kitab is Quran, where do I get zaki and where do I get ayat? Where do I get that? If you're going to break them down like that.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that the Quran contains all of it. Quran is a recitation, is the second synonym for tilawa. It's yatlu alayhi ayat. Ayat, Allah's ayat is in Quran. Zakah, meaning zakiya, cleaning, cleansing your heart, purifying to see the right and wrong and not to be so stingy and that, all that. And then it teaches you from this book. This book teaches you how to have wisdom. So it has wisdom. The Quran contains wisdom. Quran contains a book. Quran contains cleansing. Quran contains the ayat of Allah. So it answers the whole thing.
Okay,
So
let me give you another point. I have thought I have learned from scholars actually.
no problem, brother.
So, for example, chapter 53, Surah Nazm, chapter 53,
Yes.
verse number 3 and 4. It is mentioned
Yes.
that وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. So, nor does he speak of his own inclination or of his own self. So that means the scholar said there are 2 kinds of wahi. It means revelation. One is matlu, ghairi matlu. Matlu means directly, that is Quran, and ghairi matlu means indirectly.
Right.
So the sunnah is wahi, one kind of wahi, but this is not directly, this is indirectly. So
great. Okay. So is it possible if I can use an example?
Yeah, sure.
So now the scholars are saying that the Quran is one part of wahi, and now the indirect wahi, which is not spoken, which is only said. Now it's just the question: isn't that falling again with the criteria that is half missing? Doesn't it fall into the same category? Then now the Quran has to be half missing. This is one part of wahi, which is missing the other.
No, this is not missing actually. The scholars, they have said that look, the dreams of the prophet is also wahi. This is not directly, this is indirectly. For example, the dreams of Abraham, the dreams of the prophet. Yeah. So that's why the dreams of the prophet is not mentioned in the Quran, or it is not mentioned in the scripture. So we know this dream from the Sunnah. So that means dreams also wahi, one kind of wahi, and this is mentioned in the Sunnah. That's why Sunnah is also one kind of wahi. This is what they say.
Okay, yeah, I know they say that. The question is that it has to level up with Quran. It has to. Because what you're saying, it's also wahi. So I don't see a difference between Quran and Sunnah then. The Quran and Sunnah should be on the same level. There should, okay, now, you know this already. How many signs of Hadith are there, bro? You know science of Hadith? You know what I mean? Like sanad, ahad, mutawatir. Yeah, you know. But how many mutawatir and sanad and daif ayat of Quran are there? We gotta hold it to the same level, brother.
Not a single, not a same
Okay,
level.
so it cannot be wahi then, because you're saying it has a category. The Quran is saying it has no category. It makes the criteria. So meaning, why are we leveling it up and saying it is wahi? Isn't that an insult to Quran itself?
I didn't want to butt in, but I kind of wanted to say something. What did he say? He said that the Sunnah was the Wahi.
Is the second part of wahi that is
the second part of Wahi.
Yes.
Now, where is he getting that from? The scholars or
Scholars.
the Quran?
He's getting it from the scholars. Yeah, the scholars are speaking.
So we're arguing scholar information, because
Right.
I would want to see from the Quran where this Wahi is. You know, if we look in 10:15, we can see real easy what the Wahi is. He said that he's talking about 53, I believe, what he said that when Allah is saying that the prophet has an error or strayed, and that, you know, that he doesn't speak of his own desires, but it's a yuhi, it's an inspiration, and then he says it. So Allah is saying that he is speaking Quran. Brother, could you look up 10:15, please?
10:15. 10:15. There we go. Yeah. وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُنَا
I want to see
بَيِّنَاتٍ.
the brother. Brother, can you pull up 10:15, inshallah?
Yeah, inshallah. Are you asking me, brother? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking
brother,
you to pull this ayat up. I want you to read this ayat so we can see that the wahi, the only inspiration is the wahi in the Quran, and is the Quran itself. The only thing that Allah inspires us to follow is the Quran, right? Follow what has been inspired to you by your Lord. La ilaha illa huwa. There's no God except Him. And turn away from the mushriks. Okay, those who associate, add, and mix with what Allah revealed. Okay, so what we're saying is the only wahi we follow is the one in the Quran, and the only thing that's inspired to Muhammad was the Quran. He didn't inspire hadith narrations to him. Also, if you look in the ayat that you just spoke of, he said it, because he's talking about the Quran. And if you read 10:15, you'll see what the wahi is. It is the Quran. Okay? There's the only other wahi that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks of in the Quran, the only other inspiration is in 6:112, when he says that there are both, that Allah has assigned both human and jinn devils, inspiring to one another. What he say? Zukra Fakauli. He's saying decorative speech. So he is saying they are inspiring a decorative speech in delusion. And Allah says if he had willed, they would not have done it. So leave them in what they invent. Okay, so we don't follow any other inspiration for anything other than the Quran. So if you could go ahead and read 10:15, then you'll see what I'm saying, inshallah. Okay, well, I mean, we got it right here, right? So
is it possible if I could?
Go ahead.
I just want to add another verse with this one that you have mentioned from Surah Yunus. So I would like to, Brother Sanu, if you have it, you can read it, or you want me to read it for you?
Okay, which verse?
You may want to read them 10:15 as well. Let's give them both ayats and 6:112, so he can see the different types of inspirations that Allah gives in the Quran. That there's only two types. One comes from Allah and one comes from men and jinn. There's no gray area. Okay, it's either invented by man or it's the Quran. It's revealed or it's not revealed. So Allah gives us the inspiration to follow what's revealed, and then human and men give us inspiration to follow other than what's revealed. So that's the only wahi there is in the Quran, unless he can show us another one. But if you want to show him another one as well, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I would like to put an extra weight and actually
absolutely.
Confirm what
I'll let you take it from there. I just wanted to say that.
No. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that.
I also wanted to go over how the Quran gives a fard sunnah for us to follow as Muslims.
We'll go into that, inshallah. Thank you. Thank you. We'll go into that.
I'll let you go ahead. Do you want to go with him on the wahi?
And I'll go on the wahi right now. Inshallah.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, brother.
Brother Sanu.
Yes, brother.
Yes, I will recite the first verse that I wanted to say, and then I will go with what Brother Kareem said after that. Is that all right?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to recite the verse from Surah An'am, chapter 6, and the ayah is 50. So 650, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
And it starts with, and you know, and we all can see it. Qul. Qul. It starts qul. Say, O Muhammad, qul. Say. La aqulu lakum andi khazan Allah. Tell them, I do not have any treasures of Allah. Meaning I don't have gold, money, everything in the Wala a'lamul ghayb. I do not know the unseen. وَلَا أَقُولُ لَكُمْ إِنِّي مَلَكٌ. I'm telling you, I'm not even an angel. I'm nothing. إِنْ أَتَّبَعُ إِلَّا مَا يُوحَى إِلَيَّ. I only follow the wahi that has been sent to me. قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي أَعْمَى وَبَصِيرٌ. Are you telling me that the blind and the seeing are the same people?
Come on,
أَفَلَا
man.
تَفَكَّرُوا. Don't you see? Can't you see? Can't you understand? So this is the verse. Now you can confirm it. You can read it yourself. It's chapter 6, verse number 50. Now the one the brother said here is from Surah Yunus, which is 10.
10. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
15.
verse 15.
And
Yeah?
maybe he can even take this back to his scholars, inshallah. We could continue.
Inshallah.
You know?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now the verse here, the brother mentioned is وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُنَا بَيِّنَاتٍ. And when the verses, clear verses, not just verses, clear with explanation has been recited onto them. قَالَ الَّذِينَ لَا يَرْجُونَ لِقَاءَنَا. The ones, these are the people speaking, and they said to you, they say this, the one who don't want to meet on the day of judgment. They don't care for the day of judgment. They say, ائت بقرآن غير هذا. Bring a Quran better, different than this one. Oh, but to change it. Don't give me something different. Change it. I don't want this. قل ما يكون لي أن أبدله. It's not up to me to change this. من تلك نفسي. I can't change this with my own desire. If I want to, I can't do any of that. إن أتبع إلا ما يوحى إلي. I only follow what has been revealed to me of wahi. إني أخاف إن عصيت ربي عذاب يوم العظيم. I am so scared that I will disobey my Lord, and He was gonna punish me for this. This is what the Prophet is saying.
Can we stop right now and see if the brother understands why he at this point from these two ayats, inshallah?
Yeah, inshallah.
And also, if you could go over 6112 after this to show him the wahi that comes from other than Allah, inshallah, as well. You know, so he could see the two wahis in Quran. Maybe he could take it to his scholar. We would even like, brother, if you could get your scholar to come on and talk with us, inshallah. Is that possible? An imam, a scholar, or anybody you have in your congregation, would they like to join, inshallah?
Yeah, inshallah, I will try to join some scholar. Well, I have some friends also who follow the Sunnah.
That's right. Because see, the reason why we're asking is because we do have something else today, because we didn't know we were going to speak to you. But if the brother Lost Blue wants to continue, then he can continue, inshallah. But I just wanted to let you know that we would like to speak to imam, scholar, or anybody where you're getting this information from, because see, we only believe in the information that's in the Quran. So we would like to talk to them about this information and where it came from, because the wahi you're speaking of is not in the Quran. So that means it was invented by men and not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to know about that. We can't just listen and just take what people say and guys say, oh, a scholar said that, and we just do it, you know? So we want to see some evidence from the Quran. Is anything you saying coming from the Quran or just scholars?
Just one thing I wanted to add with that is in the Quran, Allah says, وَعَالِمُ الْغَيْبِ وَالشَّهَادَةِ وَهُوَ الرَّحْمَنُ الرَّحِيمُ. Allah is the merciful and the mercy of all mercy. He is the scholar of the seeing and the unseen. So the real scholar is only Allah. So let's put it in that perspective.
And he also says he gives the best hadith and the best tafsir. So, brother, If you want, I could text you some of these ayats if you want to take this to the scholar, and perhaps maybe if he can come on and have a dialogue with us, inshallah, and you too, inshallah. I don't know if that is something that you would like to do. Just wanted to offer it, brother. But you can continue with Lost Blue, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And I will bring some more evidence why regarding this issue. And I will ask some scholars also to give some evidence from the Quran why I should follow Sunnah. If they don't give me,
brother. Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, I have to follow the evidence, and this is what the Quran says. Don't follow blindly. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's why I will ask them. I will bring some evidence and more evidences so that we can continue our discussion. No problem. Let me share another verse also. I know they caught. For example, chapter 66. Chapter 66.
Yes.
Verse number. One second.
Should be 1, isn't it? It gotta be 1.
Chapter 66, verse number 3. Can you check? Verse number 3. It is mentioned, وَإِذْ أَسَرَّ النَّبِيُّ إِلَى بَعْدِ أَزْوَاجِهِ حَدِيثًا فَلَمَّا نَبَّأَتْ بِهِ وَأَظْهَرَهُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ عَرَّفَهُ بَعْدُ وَأَعْرَضَ عَنْ بَعْدُ. So remember when the Prophet confided to one of his wives a statement. So the point here is that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he concealed something in his heart, but Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, he revealed that this is what he concealed in his heart. So that means the something what he concealed was also some kind of wahi. And Allah then later one, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala revealed it, or Allah Subhanahu wa Taala informed us what happened actually. So,
all right. So just the one question, brother. If
sure.
you notice one thing from the chapter itself, you notice that it does not explain at all what really happened between him and his wife. Do we agree on that?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you do agree that sometimes that, you know, when it's a family matter, especially when it's between a husband and wife, it shouldn't be exposed like that, right?
And it's not a part of guidance either.
Exactly. So it's talking about a domestic thing that might have happened, and look what he did, and this is why he got called out for. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do between him and his wife, because it starts with Ya ayyuhan nabi, O prophet, lima tuharram ma ahallallahu laka. Why are you making something forbidden when I made halal for you? Tabtaghi mardati awzajik.
Brother, could I put 2106 with that? About Allah is the only one who can abrogate, give us different or better, and he does so with another ayah.
Of course, because Allah is the one who is the one, what do you call it, cancels or it changes anything he wants. It's not up to the prophet again. Yeah.
Which I would actually, I didn't want to cut anything off here, but I would also like to know if he could ask that to his scholar as well, inshallah. We want to know, brother, because see, when Allah reveals an ayat, right? In 2106, you probably know that he says that only he can abrogate, only he can give us different and better, and he does so with a different ayat. So an example of this is the ablution before salat, right? So we have the one in Quran that tells us how to make ablution before salat, and then you have a sunnah wudu, right? Where it's 3 on one hand, 3 on the other, 3 this arm, 3 this one. We add in the nose, we add in the nose, we add in the mouth. So this is entirely different than what Allah revealed in Quran. And only Allah can give us different and better. Not Muhammad, not the Sahabas, not the angels, no one. But Allah can abrogate verses, give us different and better. So what we're saying is that these laws that you have are not from the Quran. Okay? And when Allah gives us a command in the Quran, we have no choice but to follow that command because that's what makes us a Muslim, right? So what we're saying is that this information you have is information from your Sunni sect, okay? So we don't follow that information. We don't associate it to Islam. So if you could take some of these questions back to your scholar and also let them know that we're very nice guys. We're not judging or anything like that, but we would like answers to these questions or to talk to somebody who could more so make us understand why we need to be accepting these invented things that are invented in Allah's name and associated to Islam when Allah said not to associate anything to Islam, 733, 3151, Allah says not to associate anything to Islam. It's shirk. Do you agree with that, brother?
Yeah, of course, I do agree with this point, yeah.
So you do agree that we shouldn't associate, let me ask you, okay, do you agree that we should not associate information from forefathers to Islam? Do you agree with that? Or do you think we should follow the forefathers?
If associating means if something we have information from our forefathers, and this information is contradicting the Quran directly, so to accept this information is prohibited actually, according to.
I wanted to ask.
So, brother, I want to ask you: are Hadith narrations handed down from the forefathers, or did they come from Allah?
This is the narration.
Or are you following the forefathers?
Brother,
because
this is
the only way I know to follow the forefathers is to follow what they passed down and invented. That didn't come from Allah, that they made up. You know? So this information is not from Allah. It's from some people saying they heard something or saw something, right? And then they wrote it down in their report, in their words, and they passed it on as Arab history. And that's what you believe and associate to Islam. Would you say that was correct, that you follow the forefathers?
Is it possible if I can add something with that comment, please?
Yes.
Brother Sanu.
Yes, brother.
I would like to I wanted to go back to one thing you said, but I'll finish this up right now. There's a verse that I wanted to tell you. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Sorry, what were you saying, sir?
I was saying, I forgot what I was saying too. If we want, we could let the brother go. But brother, I think we got enough to where we can maybe we could talk tomorrow or the day after or something. I don't know if you wanted to continue now, or did you want to go get the answer to some of those questions and get back to us, inshallah? Or if you could bring a scholar, or do you have anybody at your community that will actually stand up and talk about these topics with us?
Yeah, so we can stop now. I can go now, and I will ask the scholars and some friends, and I will add them also, no problem. And I will investigate it. I will study it a little bit more, so that I can understand whether I should follow the sunnah or not.
Absolutely, brother. And we're always willing to talk to you more, brother.
Yeah.
Anytime, inshallah.
One thing, brother, sorry. One thing you said about wahi. There's one more thing I wanted to mention on that. Just tell me, what do you think of this one? Yeah, this is from Surah Al-Qasas. This is chapter 28, verse number 7. It says, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى أُمِّ مُوسَى أَنْ أَرْضِعِيهِ. Yeah, we revealed, we gave the wahi to the mother of Musa. So now wahi is given to the mother of Musa. So does that mean that she's a prophetess? Because she's getting wahi from Allah?
No, not at all.
So wahi might have different meanings now, don't it?
Yeah, I do agree. Wahi, it has maybe it has different
meanings.
And
the only wahi guidance that is in Islam is the wahi that comes from Allah.
Alhamdulillah, I finally, it came back to me, alhamdulillah. The verse I was asking you that I wanted to this is from Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, and ayah number 82. Well, Allah says, "Afala yatadabbaru al-Quran." Now the word is beautiful. The dabbar, a lot of people have forgotten where it actually comes from. The root word of dabbar is your back, dabbar. So Allah is saying, why don't you put your back into it? Like full on focus on this Quran, please. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدَ غَيْرَ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. If this was sent by any other than Allah, you will find so many contradictions and so many misguidance and conflicts. It's not even funny. Now the question comes back.
So what does he think about that? You know, you just said that what comes from Allah has no errors. And if we deal with what's not from Allah, there's many contradictions. Would he agree that there's a lot of contradictions in the Hadith narrations, in the Hadith books?
Yes. How many categories of sanad is there, brother? I mean, sorry, ahad. There are close to 16, I think. I forgot. I'll touch up on that. But the number one is that everybody agrees on, especially when it comes to sunnah, is tawatur. Mutawatir ahadith is less than 10, bro. Less than 10 out of 1 million. They're close to 19 volumes put together in Sahih Sitta, and now if you found only 10 that they can be traced back to being authentic, and even then they say, I don't know. This is the actual issue. Please ask a scholar and tell them how many mutawatir hadiths are there. Ahad is numerous, and they are put in category because they say is mutafakik alay, ittafaq alay, sanad. They agreed upon it. Maybe it's not. It sounds da'if. It sounds this. It sounds that. They can't even come to an agreement. This is the scholars.
I think we're giving him a lot of questions. Okay. I don't know if he's keeping track.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if he's keeping track or, you know. Because I definitely, when we speak again, inshallah, we would love to go over this. So I don't, if he wants us I could send you a message, brother, with all of the questions, inshallah, if you want to do more research, inshallah. And also, if you could possibly even get one of the scholars to come on and talk to us as well, inshallah, either one. But we will send you the questions, because this is a lot to take in and just memorize, and, you know, so we will send we'll send you a list of these questions, inshallah. Is that okay, brother?
Yeah, of course, it's okay. I shall research a little bit more. I shall study, and I shall ask the scholars, and I shall bring some more evidences if I can.
Inshallah.
So then, inshallah, we shall continue. But yeah. So
no problem, brother. Let's do that.
Let's do that, inshallah. We look forward to speaking to you again. We really hope that one of your scholars could come on board, or even if you have other studied people that could join, as many as you want, inshallah. So, you know, go ahead, do some studying or research, inshallah. And And hey, brother, we'll talk soon. Me and you have been talking a lot in the inbox. We'll continue to do that and see if you want to set up another dialogue, inshallah, with you, brother.
Yeah, we shall continue next time, inshallah, by selecting a topic, inshallah.
Absolutely. We will send you those questions, and so when we talk again, maybe we could go over those, inshallah, or we could do a topic, and then we could however you want to do it, brother. We'll be in communication, inshallah, and we could set it up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Inshallah.
Lost Blue, did you want to continue, or did you want to go to what we had next, or did you want to continue here, inshallah?
I think the brother wants to leave as well, and I think we have said enough here.
Okay, I think so. I didn't want to overload him,
Yeah.
Yes, this seems like a good brother. We look forward to speaking to you again. Okay, Sanu?
Inshallah, brother.
Yeah, inshallah.
All right. Thank you for your time, brother. So we look forward to talking to you soon, inshallah.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. May God bless. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. It's nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice to.
Okay, brother.